If your Excel sum is giving you 0, the wrong total, or just refusing to update, you're usually not dealing with a broken formula. You're dealing with one of a few common settings or data issues that quietly block the result. In this video, I'll walk you through the top causes and the exact fixes so you can get sum working again fast. We'll start with the fastest checks first, because a lot of the time, the fix is one click. Then we'll move into the deeper problems, like numbers stored as text, hidden characters, and filters that make your range not what you think it is. I'll also cover cases where sum is correct, but looks wrong because of formatting or calculation mode. By the end, you'll have a simple mental checklist you can reuse anytime totals look off. Let's fix it step by step, without guessing, and without rebuilding your sheet from scratch. Next step. Cause number 1 is the simplest, and it catches a lot of people. You're summing cells that look like numbers but are actually text. Excel will often align text to the left and real numbers to the right, but that's not foolproof. This happens when data comes from exports, PDFs, or copy-paste from websites. Sum ignores text, so your total comes out too small or even 0. The fix is to convert text to numbers. One quick method is to select the range and use the warning icon if it appears, then choose Convert to Number. Another reliable method is data text to columns, then finish without changing options. You can also multiply by 1 using Paste Special Multiply, which forces conversion. After conversion, recheck the sum. If it jumps to the expected value, you found the problem. Keep this one in mind anytime imported data behaves strangely. Next step. Cause number 2 is calculation mode. Excel can run an automatic or manual calculation. In manual mode, formulas don't recalculate when values change, so your sum looks stuck. This often happens if you opened a workbook that was saved with manual calculation, or if you changed it to speed up a heavy file and forgot. The fix is to switch calculation back to automatic. After that, force a full recalculation once, so everything syncs up. Also watch for cases where only one sheet is set differently, which can happen in some workbooks. If you're sharing files with others, calculation mode is a common reason two people see different totals in the same sheet. Once you're back on automatic, test by changing one input value and confirming the sum updates immediately. If it does, you're good, and you can move on to the next cause only if totals are still off. Next step. Cause number 3 is hidden characters and non-breaking spaces. This is a sneaky version of the text problem. A cell can look like 123, but actually be 123 plus an invisible character. So Excel treats it as text. This is common with copied data from web pages, accounting systems, or CSV files with odd spacing. The sum won't include it, or it may behave inconsistently. The fix is to clean the data. Use trim to remove extra spaces and clean to remove non-printing characters. If you suspect non-breaking spaces, you can use substitute to replace them with normal spaces, then trim again. After cleaning, you can convert the result to values and rerun sum. The key idea is simple. If numbers are dirty, clean them first. This step alone fixes a surprising number of broken totals in real spreadsheets. Next step. Cause number 4 is the wrong range, often because the range didn't expand when you added new rows. You might have a sum that stops at row 20, but your data now goes to row 200. The total is wrong, but the formula is doing exactly what you told it to do. The fix is to redefine the range, but also to prevent the problem from coming back. The best long-term fix is to convert your data into an Excel table. Tables automatically expand formulas when you add rows, and structured references make it harder to accidentally miss data. If you don't want a table, you can use dynamic ranges, but that's more advanced and easier to misconfigure. For most people, tables are the clean solution. After updating the range, do a quick sanity check. Compare the count of rows included versus the actual data rows you expect to be included. Next step. Cause number 5 is filtered or hidden rows, and this one depends on what you expect sum to do. Standard sum includes hidden rows and filtered out rows because it sums the cells regardless of visibility. So if you filter a list and expect the total to match only visible items, sum will look wrong. The fix is to use subtotal or aggregate instead, depending on your needs. Subtotal is great for sums that should change with filters. It can also be set to ignore manually hidden rows, depending on the function number you choose. Aggregate is more flexible and can ignore errors too, but it's slightly more complex. The key is to decide, do you want a total of everything in the range or only what's visible right now? Once you choose the right function, your totals will match your intent and filters stop being confusing. Next step, cause number 6 is errors inside the range. If any cell in the sum range contains an error like $value, $div0, or $NA, the entire sum can return an error instead of a number. That makes it feel like sum is not working when it's actually reporting a problem in the inputs. The fix is to locate the error cells and decide how to handle them. Sometimes the right fix is to correct the source formula. Other times, you want the sum to ignore errors and continue. In that case, you can wrap parts of your logic with if error or use aggregate, which can ignore errors by design. Be careful with if error though, because it can hide real issues if you apply it too broadly. A good approach is fix the data if you can and only ignore errors when you're sure they're expected and harmless. Next step. Cause number 7 is formatting that makes a correct sum look wrong. The most common example is decimals being hidden by formatting, so you think values are whole numbers, but Excel is summing precise decimals. Another common one is negative numbers displayed in a way you don't expect, like parentheses or a custom format that hides minus signs. You can also run into dates and times where Excel stores them as serial numbers, and the total looks bizarre if the format is wrong. The fix is to check number format and rounding. If you need the sum of rounded values, you may need to round each line item first, then sum the rounded results. If you only need the displayed value to match expectations, adjust the format to show enough decimal places. The important idea is to separate two questions. Is the math wrong, or is the display misleading? Fix the right layer, and the confusion disappears. Next step, cause number 8, is merged cells and inconsistent layouts. Merged cells can make it harder to select the intended range, and they can also cause you to skip rows without noticing. Another layout problem is when totals are placed inside the same column as the data, and later someone includes the total cell in the sum range, creating a circular reference or double counting. The fix is to avoid merging in data tables and keep totals separate from raw data. If you inherit a file with merges, unmerge, and use alignment options like center across selection instead. Also check that your sum range doesn't include its own result cell. If Excel warns about a circular reference, take it seriously, because your totals can become unpredictable. Clean structure isn't just aesthetic. It prevents these silent range mistakes that make sum feel unreliable. Next step. Cause number 9 is that the values are not truly numeric because of locale settings, like decimal and thousands separators. For example, one system uses a comma as a decimal separator, and another uses a period. Data can look correct, but Excel reads it as text because the separators don't match your settings. Currency symbols and trailing units can cause the same issue, like 100 USD or Euro 1.23456, depending on the source. The fix is to normalize the data. Text to columns is again a strong option because it forces Excel to interpret the text using chosen rules. You can also use find and replace to swap separators, but that can be risky if you don't control the pattern. If this happens often, standardize your import process and keep one consistent format. Once separators match your system, sum starts behaving normally again. Next step. Now let's put this into a quick troubleshooting flow you can reuse. First ask, is sum returning an error or a number that seems wrong? If it's an error, scan the range for error cells and fix or intentionally ignore them. If it's a number that's too small, suspect text numbers, hidden characters, or locale separators. If it's not updating, check calculation mode. If it's wrong only when filtered, switch to subtotal or aggregate. If it's off by a small amount, check formatting and rounding. And if it's missing large chunks, check the range boundaries and whether new rows were added outside the original range. This approach keeps you from randomly trying fixes. You're matching the symptom to the most likely cause. Once you practice it a few times, you'll diagnose some problems in under a minute, even in messy spreadsheets you didn't build yourself. Next step. Before we wrap up, here are a few prevention habits that save you hours later. 1. Store your data in an Excel table so ranges expand automatically. 2. Keep raw data and totals separate so you don't accidentally include totals in totals. 3. When importing data, do a quick check for text numbers, by testing one cell with a simple arithmetic operation, like adding 0. 4. Decide early whether your totals should respect filters and build with subtotal if they should. And 5. Avoid merging cells in anything that behaves like a database or list. These small choices make sum feel boring again, which is exactly what you want. If you want, I can also do a follow-up on SUMIF and SUMIFS issues, because they have their own set of traps with criteria and data types. For now, use the 9 causes as your checklist, and you'll solve most cases quickly. Next step. Quick recap. If sum isn't working, it's usually one of 9 things: text numbers, manual calculation, hidden characters, wrong ranges, filter expectations, errors in the range, misleading formatting, layout problems like merges, or locale separators. Work from the fastest checks to the deeper ones, and you'll avoid wasting time. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more practical Excel fixes that focus on real causes, not random tricks. And for a comment, tell me your experience. When sum breaks for you, is it more often A, number stored as text, or B, calculation mode set to manual? Just reply with A or B. That helps me prioritize what to cover next, and it also helps other viewers see what's most common. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm always testing new ways to work smarter. Subscribe to see what workflow I'm breaking down next.